given the challenge we face, given the timeline we're looking at. We also knew that if we just brought kids back for a few weeks, it really wouldn't add that much to their lives academically. The risk did not outweigh the reward. It just proved to be that there was not a clear reason of what we would gain to help our kids, but the challenges and the problems were very, very clear. And we knew that there was a real danger that if we came back, some schools would have to close because of individual cases of coronavirus, and it would create so much disruption and confusion. But there's another factor that's really important to point to, and it's where I started about what our kids are going through. Our kids have gone through a lot of trauma here. We all know, again, kids are resilient, and sometimes they don't show it, but look at what they've had to witness. Look at what they've had to experience, and think about those kids who are grieving right now, who've lost a grandparent or an aunt or uncle or a member of their school community, an educator or another member of their school community. Think about what that's doing to our kids. And we want to help them through that. We want to support them. And we don't think the best way to do that is by bringing them back into the schools between now and June. We do think there's much that we can do to support them in the meantime. And there's a lot we're going to have to do starting in September that's very different than what we've ever done before. And I've spoken with the chancellor about this. We're going to have to think about September in a way that really is a new era for the New York City public schools and a new approach, and one that's going to have to be very, very mindful of all the trauma that everyone's been through. And really, we're going to have to all work together to overcome it. So I'm going to lay out quickly a 5-point plan for how we get from here to the opening of school in September. And again, we're going to ask a lot of parents, of teachers, principals, all educators to help us through this path together and work together to help our kids. And it's going to get tough, not because of the disease alone, but because of the weather. As it gets warmer and warmer, our kids are going to get more and more restless. We know that. So we have to help you through, and we have to give you the best possible tools, the most compelling options to keep our kids focused on the distance learning and keep them safe and indoors for a lot of the day until we really see things change with this disease. So the first point is to make sure that the devices, the iPads and all the other devices that we have given out, will give out to kids, that every student who needs one gets one, and we will ensure that that happens by the end of April. Said at the day we had to shut down our schools, that we knew a lot of kids just didn't have these devices and there would be a lag time. But we've gotten great cooperation from the companies involved, and again, the team at DOE has stepped up. We now need to get devices distributed on a very fast pace. We already can say that 66,000 devices have been distributed. We have to get 240,000 more in the hands of our kids over the next couple of weeks by the end of April. And we will do that. And I've said to the chancellor, whatever it takes, the entire city government will assist to make sure this happens. So that's point one, devices for every child by the end of April. Point two, parent helpline. We're going to take the helplines and hotlines we already have for parents and that they can reach through 311. We're going to expand them. We're going to add more educators, add the ability to get much more coaching and support for parents in multiple languages, and expand the hours. And we'll have a further announcement on that shortly. But a lot of parents, since they're dealing with an unprecedented challenge, they need coaching, they need help, they need support, they need ideas, and they'll have educators and trained professionals they can reach at any hour of the day in multiple languages to give them that support. Third, we're going to provide a lot more creative at-home programming. So teachers have always known how to be creative, but they've been extraordinarily creative in this crisis. So DOE's been creating new programming. Teachers themselves have been creating all sorts of important new ideas to help our kids. The Parks Department has put together some great new programming online, and our Children's Cabinet is doing the same. We're going to be working with a number of media companies here in New York City, and creating a variety of free programming to help children and help our families get through this, and more compelling options